Imagine waking up one day and not being able to see. You cannot see the faces of the people you love. You cannot see the most mundane things such as the sky. Imagine this becoming your reality. It is very different if you were born not seeing. That's the only thing you know. But imagine being born seeing, growing up seeing, and suddenly you lose your sight. This is the story of the young gentleman in our studios today. Before I get into the details of the story, I'd like to remind you that we are live on YouTube and Facebook, Hope TV Ghana. So please call a friend to stream together. Leave your thoughts, your comments, your suggestions under our comment section. Today, I'm in the studio with a gentleman called Clement Phoebe. My name is Evie, the usual host for the show. Clement is here with me to discuss his story. I'm going to read a story and then we'll delve into the conversation. So it says, how I lost my sight. I remember light. When I was 7, I ran, played, saw colors, chased butterflies, and stared at the stars. I could look into my mother's eyes and know I was loved. But one morning, I woke up and couldn't open my eyes properly. The pain was sharp. My mom thought it was just an infection. She gave me warm water to clean them. We went to the pharmacy for eye drops. It didn't help. We tried again, still nothing. Within weeks, the world around me faded. I stopped seeing people's faces clearly. The colors dimmed, and then complete darkness. The doctor said it was optic nerve atrophy, possibly from a measles infection I had earlier that year. They said that if we had treated it early, I might have kept my sight. But we didn't know, and so I became blind. At first, I didn't fully understand what was happening, but soon the stares began. Some people whispered, "This one is a spiritual case." Others said, "His parents must have sinned." One woman even told my mother that blindness in children is often a sign of generational curses. Even in church, I was different. The other children avoided me. Teachers didn't know how to include me. And slowly, I started to believe that maybe I was a mistake. But Evie, that was a lie, because disability is not inability. It took years, by God's grace. I finished basic school, then senior high school. I learned Braille. I fell in love with poetry. I went to university, and now I use my voice to advocate for others, like children who lost more than just their sight, but also their place in society. I still ask myself, why did it take so long for people to believe in me? Why did they wait until I had achieved something to treat me with respect? To the government, where are the Braille textbooks and learning aids in our public schools? To the church, why are the platforms not accessible? Why are we not trained to embrace children with disabilities? To the average Ghanaian, when will we stop seeing disability as a disgrace instead of a different ability? I didn't choose to lose my sight, but I've chosen to live fully and boldly. And I hope that someone watching or listening today will look again, not with pity, but with purpose. Clement, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Sister Evie.
How has your week been?
It's been good.
It's been good, eh?
Yes.
So first of all, did I get your story right?
Yes.
Oh, you want to add something to it? Is there anything I left out that you want to add?
Oh, no, that's all.
That's fine.
Yes.
Okay. So I guess my question to you, the very first one is, and it might, please call me on my ignorance. It might be an ignorance question, but
okay, no problem.
that day that you realized something was wrong, what did you do? How did you feel?
I felt so bad. Actually, it was 2022 April. I was on my way to school.
Very recent, Clement.
Yes.
Wow.
I was on my way to school. I studied at University of Health and Allied Sciences.
Okay.
I was reading speech and language therapy.
Wow.
So I had completed first semester level 200. So I was on my way to school for the second semester. And when I alighted, unfortunately, I couldn't realize that was my junction.
Wow.
And so the driver had to lead me to where I would cross the road. Then I was able to at least see better. And so I walked to my destination. Then I thought that is a temporal thing, but later on the next day, Monday morning, I realized that I couldn't see well. And so, in fact, I even went to class, but on that day, lectures did not go on. And so I came back home and I started crying over there.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I called back home my mom and I told her that this is what I'm experiencing now. And so I told her that the next day I'll be coming back home. And so I called a friend who the next day she came around and guided me to the station to get a car back to Goforidia. So it was a very, very, very terrible feeling that I had.
Especially when you were by yourself.
Yes.
That's very serious. So I'm guessing that when you go home, mommy decided that let's go to the hospital. And
yes, please. Yes.
And then when you got there, what did they say? Did they run tests? Did they think that he'll be fine?
Yes, the diagnosis was glaucoma.
Okay.
That was pressure in the eye.
Okay.
And for glaucoma, it's very complicated. Yes, as we speak now, I don't think there is a cure for these vision impairments, and so you only have to manage it by using some eye drops and medications to lower the pressure. But unfortunately, the pressure kept on fluctuating. So 1 week we will check, it will go down. The next week when we go and check, has fluctuated. And so later on, we started that in April. By October, I have lost the sight totally.
So fast?
Yes.
I cannot imagine what you must have felt like, Clement. I tried closing my eyes. One day I tried closing my eyes and walking around the way I hate things. My toe was hitting the table and my head was banging into the door. And I was telling myself, this will be very difficult. You know, if you are born with it, that's all you know.
Yes, yes.
But just 2 years ago, you were moving and seeing and walking and all of a sudden, you can't see. That must be difficult. I think my next question will be the healthcare system in Ghana. In your opinion, do you think we are doing well with, coming up with ways to prevent some of these things? And even if we are not preventing, are we making it easy for people with vision impairments or any other thing to get the healthcare that they deserve, the proper healthcare that they deserve?
All right, so when we talk of the healthcare system, it comprises of various networks of bodies and organizations that come together to help improve and maintain proper health. And so in Ghana, our healthcare system, I would rate it to, let's say, 50%. Because as we speak now, there are still some places, especially in the rural places, where they don't have access to medical health services. And so they'll have to travel several kilometers from their destination to a nearby hospital, and that is a big problem. And so sometimes, because of the cost involved, the parents might rather decide to stay at home to try some home remedies, and that wouldn't be the best. And also, when you move into our various hospitals, some of them are not even accessible to persons with disability in general. And it is something that we have to look at. So if the staircases are the normal staircases that we have, how would a physically challenged person climb to go and access health services? And so we need to look at that to make the places more accessible to persons with disability, so that whenever there is a symptom or sign, they will be able to readily access the medical health services, so that it wouldn't become a lifelong condition on the person.
I completely agree. So with regards to the blindness, would you say that you suspected before it went off? Would you say that something probably happened and you're like, this is not normal, I don't feel great?
Not really.
Wow.
Not really.
It just was sudden.
Yes, I never thought that I would come into this condition. Yes.
And your parents do not have somebody will say, oh, maybe his parents have an eye problem, they wear glasses, something like that?
Oh, no, there is no family history of vision impairment in my family.
Oh my
Both
goodness.
mother's side, father's side, no, there is none.
So nobody even suspected that this would ever happen to Clement, our child?
No.
I know, right?
No.
I know you're using your voice in this field and you're trying to create as much awareness as you possibly can.
Yes.
But in your own understanding, what are some of the common causes of childhood blindness that we even tend to overlook?
Yes. You see, this is a pure medical
I
question.
know. I'm
All
putting
right,
you
so
on the spot.
to the best of my knowledge, what I know is childhood blindness can be caused by trauma or injury. You see, as infants play a lot. Whatever thing that they find, they want to touch it and hold it and bang it to listen to the sound and so on and so forth. And by so doing, it could cause an accident.
Yeah.
The man who invented Braille, Louis Braille, actually became blind through accident while he was playing when he was a child.
Wow.
And also, another cause of childhood blindness is infections such as measles. You see, measles increases the body's need of vitamin A. Okay. And vitamin A is a very crucial vitamin needed for eyesight.
Yes.
And so when somebody is infected with measles, under normal circumstances, he is given vitamin A supplements because the vitamin A in the body gets depleted. And when care is not taken, it could affect the eyes, and little by little, it goes down. And also, some genetic factors can also cause blindness. If there is a history or a family history of blindness, there is a likelihood that a baby who is born might have that gene, and as time goes on, may also suffer from the same blindness. And also, one other thing is congenital cataract.
Okay.
So that is right at the infant stage, the person has some cataract, and that needs emergency surgery to remove that cataract. If not, the person will grow with it, and later on will lose the sight.
Oh my goodness. Let's look at how our community still deal with people of different disabilities. You know, what has your experience been? I mean, it was just recently. I am sure your day-to-day has changed so drastically. Even friendship, even places like church, school. What has been your experience with our community? Do you think that we handle these things well?
See, by God's grace, I think the community is gradually changing the mindset that we have formally about persons with disabilities. And you see, that mindset did not start in our modern time. You see, way back in the Bible time, it was there. In the time of Job, when Job suffered from these calamities and his friends came to visit, they told him that you have sinned against God. That is why you are suffering from this. And in Jesus' time also, there was a day that he and his disciples met a man born blind. And the first question the disciples asked was, is it the sin of the mother, the father, or the child himself?
So we've been ignorant since.
Yes. So that mindset had been there thousands of years and has transpired till now. But like I said, gradually the society is kind of changing that mindset. And so in my case, I have not seriously experienced stigmatization and so on. Like I've experienced one or two, but it's a minor one. But so I say that our society is doing well in changing our mindset from looking at persons with disability as if they are cursed, but we are looking at them as people who are just like us, and so we show caring and love to them as well.
Would you say that your friend group is still the same? Is it still intact? Are people in church still treating you as the same old Clemens that you are? Are teachers being accommodating? Have you had to change schools?
Yes. Yes, I had to go to the special school for the blind to learn a new system of reading and writing.
How
and
was
also
that?
the
Like
computer.
it's like, first of all, I lose my sight. Then secondly, my whole life has uprooted from what I know to what I don't know. Now I have to learn how to use something that I've never thought of using. And from, you said you were learning languages.
Speech and language therapy.
So I'm sure you're somebody that loved reading. That has changed.
Yes.
How has the transition been?
It's not easy. You had the aim of getting to somewhere, and now you have to turn around. And I mean, the time that has gone by, you can't go and bring back those times. Right. So, like for instance, the first day that I went to Akropong, I was like, how? I was presented with a braille sheet with the dots on this, and
You're like, what is this?
So how can I read this?
Yeah.
But you see, as time goes on, I learned, and by now I can read and write in the braille, and I can also use the computer, even though I'm without sight.
Yeah.
I can type, format, edit, download, navigate through the internet, and so on and so forth. So the first thing is that you have to first accept the condition. If you don't accept the condition, there's no way you realize your potentials.
Right.
And so you see, sometimes acceptance of defeats is a victory in disguise. So when you accept the condition, you know that you are now in a different world. And so the way that you used to do things in the olden days, it has to change. And so, and God is so wonderful that He has made provisions for the change to come. You have to accept and start moving on. When you start moving on, to your surprise, the change will come. And so, for the first time, when you are presented with braille like this, you will feel like, what is this? But when you start learning and going on, it will become meaningful to you. When you are taken to the IT lab to operate on the computer, you ask yourself, why? How can you do it? But with the help of assistive tools and screen readers, you'll be able to do. And so, accept the condition, and the Lord is there to help you gather different skills or new skills to be able to move on, to go with your day-to-day activities.
I want to talk about how you got to this position of positivity, but before then, you mentioned something that was very interesting for me, that this can happen and then you realize that you have other abilities.
Yes.
Before we came on air, I noticed something interesting. My producer was calling me. I didn't hear. And then I asked, was she calling me? And you were quick to say yes. Did people say that, oh, when you lose one sight, another one sharpens up. Is that the truth? Because in my mind, I thought, wait, then I literally heard Letitia calling me, and I couldn't really tell. Is it true?
Yes, it's true.
Okay.
You see, we have something called compensatory senses.
Okay.
So, like I said, the Lord is wonderful. The Bible says we are fearfully and wonderfully made. So when one sense goes off, the other senses are challenged to sharpen up.
Wow.
So, for instance, when you go to a school for the blind right now, there are sighted teachers there.
Okay.
Majority of the sighted teachers cannot read a braille with their fingers.
Oh.
Yes, majority of them cannot. They read with their eyes. The question is why.
But
But the blind will read with their fingers. There has built a lot of sensitivity at the fingertips. And so the moment we put our fingers on it, we're able to read. But because we're a sighted person, the sight is there. And so there is no need for the fingers to build additional sensitivity. And so they read with their eyes. So it is true that when one sense goes off, other senses would develop or sharpen their sensitivity. To our brothers and sisters who are hearing impaired, when they become hearing impaired, they become sensitive to vibration.
Okay.
And so with a little vibration, they'll be able to sense. Right. But if you are not hearing impaired, you are not blind, like it's normal. I mean, the level of the sensitivity is normal. Okay. But when you get into these conditions, it sharpens.
Oh, that's like you said, God definitely has a purpose for everything, and He has put in place things to make the journey okay for you to manage.
Yes.
I wanted to ask how you built up this positivity, because there have been instances where people will find themselves in a situation where you found yourself, which is not great, clearly, and they'll just give up on everything.
Yes.
That at this point, I can't go back to school, I can't do what I wanted to do. How did you get to the point where you said, you know what, this has happened. I didn't wish for myself, it's not great, but I'm going to make the best out of the situation?
Yes. You see, I first mentioned of acceptance.
Yes.
That is the first thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I went through the unacceptance stage, so I also felt the same thing.
Okay.
I became so sad, worried, and I felt like I'm useless or worthless. I once asked myself, what is life without sight? And I became depressed, and the funny thing is I didn't even know that was called depression. Until one day I was listening to Hope TV, they spoke of depression, they mentioned the symptoms, and I said that was what I was going through. Yes, so in that stage, one thing that is needed is love and caring. The family members, the friends, that is the time you have to get more closer to the person. Because if you don't do, the person might even hurt him or herself. Yes. So after accepting it, like I said, other possibilities will start building up. And you start working on those things, and things will become clear to you. But at first, you won't understand. At first, you won't understand, but after accepting the condition, you tend to understand certain things. You see, as people, how should I put it, directly talk about disabilities as being a case, one way or the other, it could be a blessing. When we read the story of Jacob, his hip was dislocated, and that was his blessing. He became disabled, and that made him stayed alive when his brother met him, that he did not kill him. So disability can also be a blessing. I, for instance, I've never been to a TV station before until I became blind. And now I'm able to sit on TV station, teach the word of God to people. And so it also builds your confidence and your courage, and you are able to move about. Your self-esteem goes up. And so the first stage is accept the condition and move on.
And move on, accept the condition and move on. It's true. It's very, even we that something changes in our life that is not even life-changing. Sometimes we can wallow in the pain and be crying. Meanwhile, we could just, get out of it and then find the blessing. There's always a blessing in the things that we go through, isn't it? Now, I want to ask about breaking this harmful mindsets and promoting healing, in the church and in the society. How would you educate the church and the society? How can we, even me as Evie, how can I be a better person to make the lives of visually impaired people or somebody with a disability better? How can I not go out of my way to just bring more trouble or sadness to their lives? How can I be a better person in this society?
There is something called Christ's method only. How Jesus Christ go about his ministry. He walked with sinners, ate with the sick, those who are leprous. He touched them. He touched the blind. So that is what the church is to be doing. Preaching message of love and care. Letting people know that Genesis 1:7 says we are created in the image of God. And so the disability hasn't caused the person to change from being the image of God to be image of Satan or something like that. So the church is to preach message of love and caring to the people. And the church is also to show love. Because whilst, you see, the family is the primary let me say society or school that the person belongs to. The second one is the church. So as the family shows love, the church should also do same. And so they are to embrace the person and also encourage the person to do something in the church. Imagine telling a blind person to come and play the keyboard, lead worship, and preach the word of God. It's inspiring. So the church should be doing those things and not look at those people as not having anything to do. They have a lot to do. I
absolutely agree. You mentioned playing keyboards. Do you have friends that play the keyboard or the guitar?
Yes, I do. And personally, I started playing.
Hey, Clemens, you're full of surprises. You teach the Bible. You bring your voice to this issue that we are talking about. You are using the computer, and now you are learning how to play the keyboard. So you are just showing that there's no limit. If you want to do it, you can.
You can do it.
I want you to talk a little about the school that you mentioned in Ikropong. How did you find your way there? How is the institution like? How are they making sure that the children that are there are getting the best and learning and opening themselves up to the best opportunities out there? Is there something that you would, recommend that they do better?
Okay, like speaking of special school for the blind, they are doing very well. They are doing very well in terms of students' cooperation, acceptance, and teachers having good relationship with the student is they are doing very well. Like one thing that I will ask is the computing should be more.
Okay.
Yes, the government could come in. There are a lot of things that we need over there. So the government should come in to push the learning of the computing, so that the braille plus the computer, we will have a harmony, and the person, in a case where the person can't use the braille, the computer is there. In a case that he cannot use the computer, the braille is there. Personally, I have a braille Sabbath school. And
I see.
I have a braille Sabbath school, and I also have the soft copy on my computer. So sometimes I read from the braille Sabbath school. Other times too, I read from the soft copy on my computer, and it helps. And you see, one thing about braille is that because you are feeling, the probability that most of the things will stick in mind is very high.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Unlike just playing it on the computer and listening. Okay, so when you combine the two, you yield more positive results. Yes.
What is the science behind you feeling and you retaining more? Is like, I find that very interesting.
You see, like I said, it's all about accepting. Right? Yes, you accept, then you move on. And you see, for instance, when you are in the school, I mean, a special school for the blind, you see your colleagues who are also blind like you. Okay, and that tells you that all is not lost. You are not the only person in the in the condition. Okay, so they are there to also motivate you. And yes, when you go and you hear others' stories, you compare it to yours, you know that yours is even a little one. All right, good. So when you accept and you start building up, encouraging yourself that I can do this, I can do that. Yes, you can do it.
Yeah, yes. I completely agree. We'd have to go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll look more into the story. I'll ask Clement to share more on his journey so far, how churches and government can help make the experience of children with disabilities a little much more comfortable and better. We'll be right back. Do not go anywhere. This is Real Talk. Welcome back from that quick break. We are still in the studios of Hope TV Ghana, coming your way with a very, very educative topic for discussion. Is about how Clement lost his eyesight. It was just so sudden. He was a usual guy, just like anybody on the streets, going to school, going to church, he's decided that, oh, this is the path he wants to take, learning towards it. And one day he's going to school and he realizes his vision is not clear, he can't see well. He gets down of the car with the assistance of the driver, and then it gets better, thinking that is one of those things. I mean, sometimes you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, my vision's a little blurry, and then it goes away. He thought it was one of those things, only for it to get worse the next day. He goes home, goes to the hospital, and realizes that they said glaucoma. And now this has become his reality, and he has to figure out life with someone that has lost his sight. But the good news is Clement didn't wallow in the self-pity, he didn't wallow in the pain. I cannot imagine how he did it, because I could literally just hit something small in my body and I'm acting like the world is about to end. You know, so imagine losing something as precious and as sensitive as your eyesight, and he pushes through, and he's just breaking the boundaries. He's not limiting himself. He just told me that he's learning how to play the keyboard. I'm sitting here with my 2 eyes and I can't even play the keyboard. I'm questioning myself. Evie, are you sure you are doing enough? But that is to show you that it is possible. Yes. That is to show you that you can do it if you set your mind to it. So Clement, I wanted to ask, how can we support children or even people with disability? What would you say we should do as a society? How can we support the school? Do we have a lot of schools that cater for children with, you know, who have lost their sight, or even any other forms of disability?
Yeah, we have quite a number of them. Okay. Special School for the Blind is there. We also have WA School for the Blind. We also have Cape Coast. One is also there, and I think Bechim also. So we have quite a number of them. But
we need more.
Yeah, more
if
room
you look
for
at the
improvement.
universities, we have loitering around.
Yes, Yes.
We need more.
Yes. And so speaking of support, yes, the society, the church, and the average individual is supposed to support. Yeah. Let me first tackle the church.
Yes.
Yeah, the church building should be constructed in such a way that it will be accessible to all kinds of disabilities. So in the case of we the blinds, at least they can erect some landmarks around the church surroundings that will guide us to the church, even if we have no assistance of a human being. And also speaking of our hearing impaired brothers and sisters, the youth should be trained how to communicate in a sign language.
I agree.
Yes. It's not, you don't have to wait till you have a visitor who is hearing impaired to sit down in the church benefiting from nothing, then before you come to the realization that we are supposed to do this. So we should start early, training the youth how to communicate in sign languages. Right? And also, speaking of our brothers and sisters who are physically challenged, the staircases should be made in the slopy ones, or better still, we can add the two. Some part is slopy, some part is the normal staircase, so that at least when they get there, they will not struggle to get into the church buildings. And also, speaking of the schools, yes, more special educators should be trained, so that they will be in our various schools, and also the teachers should be well trained to inculcate inclusive teaching methods, so that they will be able to embrace the children irrespective of what they are suffering from. And also public education. Public education. You see, a lot of people do not know or have little knowledge about certain conditions. Yes. So disability, as we said some time ago, majority of the society look it as a case. But I mean, why did they look at it as a case? It's because they have no information about it, right? So when we educate the public that it is a condition, it's a normal condition that happens to every human being, and it pays no respect to your dignity or your sex or gender, that can happen to you at any time, right? Yes. You can just take a car to just a place and you might get involved in an accident and you will lose your limbs. And so it could happen to anybody at all. And so the public needs to be well educated so that they would see persons with disabilities as one of their own. Yes, and also our hospitals also, they are to expand what do you call their public education. Yes, they are to expand. There are so many conditions that we have medical officers there that look at those conditions, yet the general public do not know. Like I said earlier, I was studying speech and language therapy. Yeah, there are Ghanaians who do not know that stuttering, or commonly called stammering. We have medical practitioners called the speech and language therapists who could give therapy to such individuals to manage their stuttering. And they will be able to speak normally. Normally, even if the stuttering will come, it will come once a while. But a lot of people do not know. A lot of people do not know.
All we do is to laugh.
Yes. when they are tapping on their thighs and so on, then we'll be laughing. That is not good. And also, there are people that don't even know that we have school for the blind there. And so when their ward loses the sight, they tend to keep the person at home. And at the end of the day, time will go by and the person would be of lesser value to the society. And so to support public education, and also in terms of scholarships and materials that are needed for people with disabilities to move on. Speaking of like those of us who are blind, we need braille materials. Braille materials and assistive tools such as the white canes and the computer and the rest. Yes, when we have all these things, we'll be able to move on in our education and become valuable people in the society. Speaking of the hearing impaired, hearing aids. Hearing aid is very expensive. It's very, very, very expensive. And so we could look at that to reduce the price so that at least people with hearing impairment would also be able to afford hearing aids to help them go about their daily lives.
What would you say about family, you know, the closest units? How can they do a better job? Because your mother was quick. She took you to the hospital immediately you came home and you told her. But how did she support you through the emotional turmoil? And if she did, what would you say to family members when this happened?
Yeah.
I know some even just reject the children and leave them in the corner and think that, oh, this is the end. They cannot amount to anything. What would you say to family members?
Yes, for me, fortunately, I had a very good family who did not leave me. Yeah, speaking of my mom, she was always around me. We went to about 10 different hospitals, and she was always there with me. And so the family, like I said earlier, is the first institution that the child belongs to.
Yes.
It's the first school, it's the first society. And so even if the society will reject the individual, the family shouldn't.
Right.
The family shouldn't. So they are the ones that are to help the person build his emotional confidence and self-esteem. If everybody rejects the person, the family also does, then what hope does the person has? And so family also should help in supporting the children by, searching for ways and means that the children could go on with their lives. For instance, your child has lost the sight. Why don't you go out there and ask, what can I do? You may not know that we have a school for the blind there, but when you ask, you will definitely know. The Bible even says that ask and you shall receive. Yes, so the family should go out there and search for all means to help their wards. And also the family should advocate for the rights and freedoms of and their walls. When you see your wall's right is being infringed upon, you are the one to go to the necessary bodies to ensure that the rights and the freedoms of your child is respected. And so the family is very crucial. They play an important role in the life of persons with disabilities.
Absolutely. I saw that you use a cane, so I wanted to ask, movements in Ghana as a person who has lost their sight, is that easy?
Okay, speaking of that, today I came here alone.
Yes, I was like, hey, heavens, how did you? So I was thinking that you probably sat in like an Uber or something and it brought you to the destination.
Oh no, I came alone.
Yeah,
I took a car from Ekropon to Medina. Then
you are kidding me.
Of course I did.
And you got out of the car.
Yeah,
you figured your way. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, but like I said, see, the reason why I said that the society is gradually changing, right? So when unlike in the olden days where some people don't even want to sit beside you. But I did not experience that. When I sat in the car, I told the driver where I would alight. He alighted me over there, and I asked someone to lead me to the Osu station, and he did. And we got into the car, then we came to alight at the fire service there. Then I called, and you came and picked me up. So movement, like I said, the society is doing well. Like I see in my case, maybe it's because I haven't experienced.
Maybe. I mean, I think when they meet you, they're like, oh, this is a bright young man. So maybe, but I'm wondering I wonder what other people's perspective are. But it's great that we are kind.
Yes.
It's great that we are helpful at least. Because to travel all the way and come by yourself, I found out to be very, very, very encouraging. But what about like the way our systems are set up? I watched this series of an FBI agent who was visually impaired, and this guy could fight like with his sight lost and everything. But what I realized was that when he was moving, abroad obviously was better, the crossing of the road. How do you experience that? Will somebody help you cross, or cars will realize that, oh, this person, because as zebra crossing don't even work. Traffic lights is green, red, and somebody, how would you say that? Do you think that structurally, being a country, our structures could be better? Yes. You see,
under normal circumstance, when a person is holding a white cane and he or she stresses it, the car is supposed to stop.
I didn't even know this.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Because it's a signal that the person is visually impaired, and so you have to stop and wait for him or her to cross the road before you move on. But to be honest with you, a lot of drivers don't pay attention to that. And so to be on the safer side, you ask someone for help to help you cross the road. And so I think the country can do better But you see, it's all about enforcing,
Yes.
law enforcement. Like you
Yes.
said, the zebra
Yes.
crossings don't even work, and so on and so forth. So enforcing the laws would do well to help persons with disabilities. Yes.
Yeah. So structurally, the government should do better with the placement and things
Yes, yes.
for people with disability. But in all your conversations, I hear you talking about God, God, God. How did the God, first of all, were you this passionate about God before the incident, or like you found God after the incident? But how has the God factor helped in your life?
Yes, yes. When I was sighted, I was still passionate with God. Yes,
okay.
And when I came into this condition, I've even become more close and closer to God. Yes, and you see, at first, like I said, nothing made sense to me, including the Word of God. But later on, when I accepted, I started understanding certain things. Okay, and so speaking of God, you see, God is there, even though we might not see Him physically, but He is there. Whenever I read the Word, I feel encouraged. Yes, and during those times that I was so much depressed, when I listen to certain sermons, especially on Hope TV and 3ABN, these are the two TV stations that we will tune into. We don't tune into any other TV station. And so when I became depressed and downhearted, a sermon from one pastor or a preacher could quickly change my mood. Yes, and so, and also reading the Word of God always nourishes the faith, and you come to understand that even though at the beginning it is difficult, but you have a promise that one day things will be made right.
Yes.
And so the future is bright.
The future is indeed bright. How would you how do we as a society shift from seeing people with disabilities as, oh, he needs help, and then seeing them as contributing individuals in the society? Yeah, because that mentality is there.
Yes, and so the society really needs to do a shift in that. You see, there are a lot of persons with disabilities who are doing extremely well. When you come to visit a Ekropon School for the Blind, you will be surprised.
I am surprised with just even you, so I can imagine.
You can see blind people weaving and preparing soap and even pastries. You see, so we are indeed contributing to the what do you call it, the country. We have a lot of blind teachers over there. At the end of the month, the government takes their taxes. So they are contributing to the society. And so the society shouldn't see disability as inability, that they can't do anything. Yes, they can do something with your help. With your help, they can do something to help the country and to also add their quota to the country. And so the society should see people with disability, not with disability, but with possibility. You see, I'm very glad that in our church, we don't really use the word disability, we rather call it possibility. Yes, it's a condition that challenges you to do something. Yes, you do something for yourself. And it's going to be a valuable thing. Like the man Louis Bro that I referenced about, he lost the sight, and one day he realized that he has to do something. He picked something, a paper and a pen, and he started pinning it, and now it has become the reading and writing system of blind almost the whole world. And so it is not a condition that means no ability. The ability is there, but with your help, it will come out and the whole country will start benefiting from them.
Absolutely, absolutely. I wanted you to take some few moments and share with us the wonderful works that is going on at the School of Blind. You know, you mentioned that some people are catering, they are making pastries, some are weaving, some are even making soap. If you could just share with us the wonderful things that are going on out there, so people know that this school exists and they are doing great things, and if there's any support that they can offer, they can go ahead and do so.
All right, so Special School for the Blind, as the name suggests, is a special school that has been established to train and educate people with visual impairments. So looking at the structure of the school, we have the mainstream system, where people who are blind come there and they learn the same subjects that are taught in the sighted school. The English, math, science and everything. They learn the same thing and they write BECE and go to the senior high school. We also have the vocational institution. That is where people learn handiworks, like weaving, basketry, cake making, pastry, soap making, and others. We also have the musical department there, where people that are blind but have interest in music, they come there and they are taught how to play musical instruments. So when you come there, you will see a blind person playing guitar, keyboard, the drums, and etc. Okay, so the school is really doing well, and when you come there, like, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. And when we are well trained, we can do so many things. There are games that we do. There are games that we do, athletics competitions, sack racing, goal ball, and so on and so forth.
And like nobody's helping you guys out. You guys are able to figure it out?
Oh, yes.
That's wonderful.
Oh, yes.
That's wonderful. And personally, as Clement, I know that you're using your voice to create awareness and advocate for anyone who is in this situation. But what I want you to speak of your words and how we can support if there's an opportunity to.
Okay. I have the dream of going back to the tertiary to continue my education.
Okay.
Yes, and so, like I said, we need we the blind, we use assistive tools like the computer, the white canes, and etc. So yes, and also scholarship to advance in education. In fact, I really love learning. You said it earlier.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I mean, way back when I was sighted, I had the dream of becoming a genius in the medical field.
Oh wow.
Yes, and so if any philanthropist or individual out there who would like to help, yes, it's the how should I put it? The opportunity is there to help. Yes.
Guys, you've heard it. Clement is open to go back to school and complete his tertiary education. So anybody out there that is touched, that wants to help, you can reach out to us at Hope TV. We'll get you in contact with Clement, and then you take it on from there. Before we go, Clement, I want you to speak to somebody that has probably lost a sight, that has lost their hearing, that has probably lost their limbs, anything that's they feel their worlds have turned upside down. They feel like this is the end. I want you to speak to that person, speak life into that person to let them know that it is not the end and that it is very possible.
Yes. All right. So to my brothers and sisters out there who are one way or the other suffering from any disability, like it is commonly said, disability is not inability. Yes. If you have lost one of your senses or two or your limbs, the opportunity is still there. Just like I said earlier, accept the condition.
Yes.
Accept it, and that is where you start realizing your own potentials. There are so many potentials that are hidden in you, but because you are relying on this one that is lost, those ones are veiled. But when you do away with the one that is lost, you accept that it has come. What are the ways that I should move on with my life? Those other potentials will start unveiling, and you will be surprised. And so get up. The family members should support. Go out there. There are special schools out there that will help train your ward to become a valuable person in the family and even the society and the country as a whole. So don't be downhearted. You accept the condition and move on, and you'll be surprised.
Yeah, you will be surprised like I am. Clement, I'd like to say a big thank you for coming and for sharing your story with us and for letting us know that it is possible. And that you could lose a sight and you will still go out there and achieve the purpose that you've set before you. My only wish and prayer is that you are able to complete your tertiary education and do exactly what you want to do and help the people out there. So thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
So you heard from Clement how it is possible to still move on in life and reach your full potential. I think this is just a story meant to inspire, a story just meant to encourage us that it is not the end of the world. So far as there is life, so far as you have life, it is very possible to go out there and chase your dreams, regardless of what you might have lost in the process. So anybody out there that finds themselves in a similar situation, like Clement said, it is possible. Accept the situation, accept that this is your new reality, and start making the changes, and you'll be surprised how limitless the journey will be. You'll be surprised how you can even achieve things that you did not think of achieving. I'm sure Clement didn't think of learning how to play the keyboard when he was sighted, but now see, he's able to, and now he even has a skill of using computer and braille, and he's able to do the two beautifully. And that is the possibilities if you set your mind to accepting that this is it and you're going to make it work. We'll be back same time next week with another exciting and educational topic or story, as we always do. Continue to watch the rest of the content on Hope TV Ghana until we come back your way same time next week. My name is Evie, and I was able to do this with Clement Phoebe. I'll see you same time next week.